What's going on, Dolphins fans? It's Connor here from the Dolphins Dive. In today's video, we are doing the Week 4 breakdown, which is against the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, it's getting dropped earlier than usual because we're on Thursday Night Football. Also, sorry for my dog in the background if you hear her. So yeah, I'm going to get right into the video. I'm going to just preface this straight up. It's not my best video in terms of preparation. I've been super busy between work and business stuff. I haven't been able to do a full deep dive that I would like to. But like the Dolphins, I intend to be making my best playing my best football or doing my best work late November, early December, heading into playoffs. I'm gonna start putting more and more time into this. It's just time's starting to free up, and I'm gonna invest more into here. So expect the video quality to just continue to go up. I appreciate if you are watching these videos. Like I said, I expect more from myself, and like I said, you guys are going to get better in the future. Without further ado, I have two things to preface the video. First and foremost, obviously Miami Dolphins out of Florida, so majority of Dolphins fans, despite me being from New Jersey, majority of Dolphins fans are from Florida, and they're getting absolutely hammered by a crazy hurricane right now. So if any of my viewers are from Florida or have family members down there, just wish you guys all the best. Just have my best wishes. And then just a quick little plug to my merch shop, thedolphinsdive.com. Make sure you check it out. Get yourself a Mike McDaniel McLovin mug or t-shirt. Shout out Jason McCourty for wearing it on Good Morning Football. Got a ton of sales for me, so I'm very appreciative of the Dolphin legend. So without further ado, we're going to head right into the preview. You know how we do it. First, we're going to start with the offensive keys of the game. Number one, most important for number one, protect Tua. Obviously, Tua is dealing with an injury and he's questionable to play. Now, there's like 8 players questionable to play right now for the Dolphins, most notably Tua, Waddle, Armstead, Xavier, Brandon Jones. I expect all of those guys to play. I really do. They know how important it is. They get a little bit of a break afterwards. I expect them to play. But the most important thing is keep Tua healthy. He's dealing with a back and an ankle issue, so keep him clean in the pocket. The Bengals have a good pass rush. So, number one, most important, protect number uno, because without him, our offense, it will not be the same. Simple as that. Second key of the game. This has been a key of the game like every single week and is yet to come to fruition. This needs to be the week it happens because of just how last week went, which is number 2 is pound the rock. Coming from McDaniel coming from San Fran, I was expecting, and signing a fullback, I was expecting to. Last year, the Niners ran 21 personnel, which is 2 running backs, 1 tight end, more than any team in the league. I was expecting to see the same from, not necessarily the exact same, but a lot of similarities from McDaniel, and that's yet to be the case. Now, I'm fine with that, but your defense just played north of 90 snaps last week. Your offense played 30. You need to help out the defense. Play some ball control, pound the rock. 21 personnel, Alec Ingold at fullback, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert behind him. Pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. Now, obviously, we have elite skill positions, and that's why I think McDaniel doesn't run exactly how San Fran does, because we have Tyreek and Waddle, which are 2 of the best players in the game. But for the sake of it being Thursday Night Football on a short week where you don't get a lot of time to prepare, and your defense is absolutely banged up and exhausted from playing an absolute pure exhaustion game against the Bills, run the ball, sustain drives, and keep it moving. I think that's the biggest key to the entire game. We have to be able to establish and continue to run the ball throughout the game. And I think McDaniel's smart enough to and more aware enough to do that. But we'll see. Like I said, that's been my idea of what he's would have done the entire season, and it's yet to happen. So we'll see. Number 3, throw the ball to Tyreek Hill against Eli Apple. Now, I'm sure you guys have all seen the hype when there was Tyreek saying, "Throw me the ball. I owe you, boy," basically about Eli Apple, and then you saw the Tua quote. Although I will say the Tua quote was completely, that's the media taking things out of context. He literally goes, "Yeah, if I get the play call, and the play is designed to go to Tyreek, and he's one-on-one, I'm going to throw the ball to Tyreek," which is usually how play calls that are designed for people go. But the media wanted, and Tua was a little sassy with it, so I do respect it, and that's going to give Tyreek even more belief and love for his quarterback. So I like how they're doing that, but I think the media just took it a little out of context. So that's my third key of the game for the offense. Offensive players to watch. Number one, Tua. The biggest thing is he healthy? Because if he isn't, you see Teddy B, and Tua's just more twitchy. He gets to his progressions quicker, and he's able to move off his spot a lot quicker. It's a lower half thing between like going through progressions. It's hard to explain, but it's so evident. And I think he's just probably a better all-around quarterback. Now, granted, Teddy's one of the best backups in the league. We want Tua. Number two, this kind of goes with my biggest key of the game, Alec Ingold. I want to see Alec Ingold on almost every offensive snap, running people over, leading the way for Chase Edmonds or Mostert, pancaking people, okay? Let Alec Ingold cook. I want to see him on the field making moves. And the third offensive player to watch is the legend himself, Teron Armstead at left tackle. Now, most notably Armstead because, from my understanding, is Trey Hendrickson primarily lines up at right end, and he's one of the best defensive linemen in the game. No one talks about him, and that's something I'm going to go over. The Bengals team that took him to the Super Bowl last year, they all made it to be like, oh, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, and yes, they're great players. But let's be real, their defense is what got them to the Super Bowl. Without question. Without fucking question. What they did to the Kansas City Chiefs in the second half, like if they don't pitch a shutout in the second half, they're not in the Super Bowl. Simple as that. But everyone just wants to talk about their defense is what got them there. And it starts with their defensive line in Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard. I saw DJ Reader's actually, I think, out for the year, which is a big blow for them. He's a stud interior defender. But those ends are nasty, especially Trey Hendrickson. He's one of the best guys in the league. Doesn't get enough love. So that's why Armstead is the third key player of the game. Help shut down Trey Hendrickson and protect Tua. Now, defensive keys to the game. Number one, first and foremost, stop the run. They're good enough as is skill position-wise in terms of passing the ball, whether it's Jamar, Boyd, Higgins, all of those guys, they have a lot of dynamic skill players. Now, if you also let them stop, if you can't stop the run and they have the threat of those guys, you're only shooting yourself in the foot. So if you at least come out and show that you're able to stop the run, make them a little more one-dimensional so that you know what to expect, it's only going to help you. Number two, contain Jamar Chase. The dude is so dynamic and explosive. Whether it's a slant or a go ball, the dude can take the top off of defense and just like that score 7 points. So containing him is going to be a key to stopping their offense. He's just so explosive. It's like facing Tyreek, but a different kind of Tyreek. And then number three, last but not least, and I'm sorry for my dog in the background. My parents are away, so they always act up when that's the case. But number three is mix up looks. Try and confuse Joe Burrow. And not even Joe Burrow, but their offensive line. I'm sure you guys have seen, but their offensive line sucks. So, and this is something the Dolphins naturally do. We mix up our looks all the time. Whether it's heavy blitzing and then dropping out into coverage and vice versa. Mix up the looks, mix up the coverages, confuse them, and it shouldn't be too difficult to do. And with that said, we might not need to send as many blitzes because their O-line is that bad. So you could send a lot of bluff blitzes or just rush four and let Manuel Agba get home. Watch Christian Wilkins, Melvin Ingram, Trey Flowers, Van Ginkel. Let those guys cook. So that's the last defensive key. Defensive players to watch, X. Obviously, he's on the injury report, is questionable. I believe he was questionable heading into last week, too. I have the feeling he's going to play. But he's probably the one I feel the worst about between all of the guys that are questionable because of how many snaps he played last week. But X is imperative on shutting down Jamar Chase. Whether they want to put X on Higgins and then double-team Jamar or put X on Chase. Nonetheless, having an elite corner like X makes game planning, stopping an elite receiver easier. So I think he's imperative to watch. Hopefully he plays. Number two kind of goes into my last key of the game, Manuel Agba. Like I said, the Bengals O-line is not that good. And I think La'el Collins is questionable. So if La'el Collins doesn't play, Manuel Agba should tee off on whoever he's facing. But even with La'el, he hasn't been doing too hot. And that was a guy that I wanted the Dolphins to get so bad in free agency, and good thing they didn't, I guess. Although, I don't know. Maybe he's hurt. I don't know. But yeah, Manuel Agba helps take over the game with your pass rushing. And then the same thing honestly goes for my third guy, and more of also stopping the run, but it's Christian Wilkins. He made a great impact on last week, and obviously not all of it shows up in the stat sheet, especially for an interior defensive lineman, but there were multiple instances where he blew up runs, had great pass rushes, and also instances where he literally he made his blocker basically fall to the ground in immediately, but the Josh Allen got the ball so quick that you don't see the result of him doing that. So Christian Wilkins is a dog, and he could potentially take over this game. So those are the defensive players to watch. And that's it for the preview. Now I'm going right into the prediction. 3-0 on the year. I'm being right on my prediction, which means I bet on the Dolphins every game. And as a Dolphins fan, I don't like the outlook for this game. We're on a short week where the away team and our team is banged up, coming off a game where our defense played 90 snaps and are completely, exhausted on a short week. It doesn't look good for us. But like I said, I'm 3-0. I got to keep it going for the Dolphins. So I have us winning 27-24 in Cincinnati on prime time. Now that'd be huge to get that dub. Like I said, I don't know how realistic this is, man. All the cards are truly stacked against us, between them having to leave early for the hurricane, short week, being banged up and exhausted all around. Our team is banged up. But if we can get out of here with a big victory, it really just goes to show how dangerous this team is and how bright the rest of the season is for the squad. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. Comment down below your score prediction. You guys also got us winning. And I appreciate you guys for watching. So until next time, I'll catch y'all.